The first is through something called tonality, your tonality. There are certain tones that we use. Now, in human communication, in matters of influence, there are 10 that we use again and again and again. And you watch me do it all night long, whether it's, or I talk with certainty, or I talk with sincerity, or I say, well, you know, it's a pretty reasonable thing to do in the reasonable man tone. There's all these certain tones, and when you use them at the right time, see, right now you use them by accident. You're like, when you talk, if you feel certain, you talk certain. You can actually use these tones on purpose, and you become incredibly persuasive just by that alone. Because when you use the right tonality, while you're speaking, and this is true of everybody, as I speak, you will narrate against me. You'll say, what the fuck is this guy? Is that true? And I agree. But if I speak without tonality, you'll start to narrate. If I use tonality, you'll zero in and say, what does he really mean by that? You start to hook into my tonality, and you give me control. It gives me control when I speak. If I spoke like this, you'd be like, oh my, you'd be out. You'd be talking in your own head. But when I put the tonality on, it forces you to unconsciously consider, what do I really mean? What's he really trying to say? We try to give meaning to the tonality. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes. It happens through tonality, and when you're in person, through body language. Certain ways we move our body, how we stand, how we shake hands, our eye contact. Not just how we move our body, but how we listen to other people. Bill Clinton, President Clinton, was the best. He would lie to us. We loved him anyway, because for that second when we saw him, he'd be like, I feel your pain. He was like great with getting into what's called what? Boom. Say the word. What's the word? Louder. What's the word? At the essence of all influence, you take control of the conversation, and then you must get into rapport. You must get into rapport with the person. And how do you do that? Well, there's two things that must come across. Let me tell you what they are.